Lifeline is trying to save Iceberg in the middle of a blizzard when he's attacked by a giant snake. I can pretty well guess from the title that this is a dream, and you know what they say about dreams with giant snakes? Surely you know what they say, right? It involves wieners. Then Lifeline wakes up and has a creepy conversation with Low Light, who apparently never sleeps because he has nightmares a lot too, which doesn't seem like the most healthy thing for a guy who handles weaponry, but I'm no psychologist. Come to think of it, the Joes have at least 2 medics now, Lifeline and Doc, but they don't have a shrink, do they? Feels like that'd be a pretty useful person to have around given all the shit these guys go through. Unsurprisingly, the nightmares are a Cobra joint.
There is no margin for failure, Dr. Mindbender. This is not one of Cobra Commander's pathetic little schemes.
I mean, no, it's not. It's extremely straightforward with zero sense of style, which I suppose this late in the season we can now just say is on brand for Serpentor. Next, Hawk has a nightmare that his incompetence resulted in the death of a bunch of Joes, and that one's just too easy. Also, his scream of terror once again does not inspire confidence.
No! Stop! Stop!
Hawk confides in Lady J, who reveals that she also had a nightmare.
Believe me, yours couldn't have been worse than mine.
I don't know. I dreamed I was singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I wasn't exactly in dress uniform.
It's a cute moment, but more significantly, Lady J is having a pretty common nightmare here. Nobody's preying on her deep-set and well-deserved lack of confidence in her abilities, because that's not a thing for her. General J would be a much better choice to lead this team. Then Cobra raids one of these, I guess they're oil platforms? I don't know, we spend a lot of time on these things. Maybe one time I'll actually pay attention when they say what they are. Anyway, the next step in Cobra's plan is to whip out a giant snake to fuck with the guys who have been having nightmares about them. Mindbender reports these results to Serpentor, who appears to be sitting by himself in the most elaborate snake enclosure yet, and I'm sure this was an interesting scene, but I could not stop thinking about how he got up there. Or down from there, for that matter. Next, we see Iceberg on a date with that Jamaican woman from a few episodes ago, and hey, more continuity, neat! I mean, she was working with Cobra to make half-human monsters, but honestly, who among us can say that they haven't done that at some point in their lives? Like all the other Joes, he's wrecked from the constant nightmares, and he also has a camera on him 100% of the time, which, in a way, seems even more evil of Cobra than the whole nightmare machine thing. And speaking of that thing, they decide to dial things up to the next level. Well, I say they decide. Serpentor yells and Mindbender does what he says, like normal. So, more nightmares. Low Lights, in particular, is pretty cool, as it appears to be some kind of heavy metal-style dystopia where he's taunted by the disapproving voice of his dad. I thought only comedians got this nightmare. Somehow, even with Mindbender turning the nightmare machine all the way up, his pure rage at his father pushes Low Light to resist, and ultimately get a good night's sleep. Then Hawk the genius realizes that their nightmares must be coming from Cobra since they all have giant cobras in them. This is literally a thing he has to work out in front of the rest of the team out loud, in case you thought I was exaggerating just how dumb this guy is. Next, Dr. Mindbender decides to enter their nightmares, Freddy Krueger style, but the Joes fight him off using the power of Low Light's daddy issues. It's like that old saying, you can only fight the shirtless former dentist of your nightmares if you truly hate your father.